Alright guys, welcome to your first tutorial on how to make a Denizen script. I'm still working on this whole talking to myself thing, so bear with me. The first step is going to be downloading Notepad++. It's going to be the editor you're going to want to use whenever you're doing anything with Denizen scripts. It simplifies a lot of things. I suggest it. Once you get it installed, you're going to go to Settings, Preferences, and then the Language Menu / Tab Settings tab. And check this box that says replace by space. All that's going to do is cause your tab characters to become 4 spaces. The spaces make YML a lot happier than tab characters do. So just do that for your own good, otherwise you'll have a bunch of scripts not loading and be banging your head against the wall. So the first thing you need to do when you're making a new script is define its name. In this case we'll use example script. So your next line, you're going to define the type of the script. In this case, we're making an interact script, which is your basic, most common type of script. Since it's part of the example script, we're going to indent it to YML uses a parent-child hierarchy, so this is going to be a child of the example script section. So when you press tab, it actually makes 4 little spaces, which is what we just changed. Like I said, we need to define the type. In this case, it's going to be an interact script. Next, we're going to skip the requirements section. That'll be another video, and we're going to get right into the steps of the script. Since this is a very basic script, we're only going to have one step, and we'll explain more about the steps in a later video. But for right now, we're just going to do our one step. And the steps are going to be a child of the steps section, so we're indenting again, and this is going to be our first step. We'll just call it 1. You can do different names for steps. We could call it, first step or anything, but that gets into a little bit more about default steps and blah blah blah. So for right now, we'll name it 1. Denizen will know that's the default step. So inside that step, we need to make another child section, and we're going to use the click trigger for this example. So we're going to write click trigger. So now it knows that the click trigger is part of the first step because we've indented it. Everything is always indented 1 tab or 4 spaces, even though sometimes you end up with sections that look a little funny, but they're all aligned on the left side, and that's very important. The next part we need is the script part of the click trigger. So we indent again, and you have the script. This is where we're going to list all the commands that happen when we use the click trigger. Since the script part is a list, you don't need to indent. They're part of the script section. So each command starts with a hyphen because it's a list. The command we're going to use now is going to be chat, and its arguments we're going to give it is hello world. And you see I surrounded it with double quotes. I suggest using double quotes whenever you're doing chatting and narrating and things where you're using long strings, so that you can include single quotes inside of them. Just so you can see a couple more commands, we'll use a wait command, which will cause it to wait for 1 second after saying hello world. And then we'll use another chat command, and it will say my name is npc.name. Now that's a replaceable tag, and what happens is when the script is executed, it'll replace that with the name of the NPC. We'll have probably a whole video with all the different kinds of tags. There's 4 or 5 dozen of them at this point. Don't get worried about that one little thing. So at this point you have your full script. This is a very simple one, and we're going to need to be able to assign it to an NPC. And to do that, we actually are going to be making an additional small script, and we're going to call it assignment. You're going to want to use better naming conventions when you make your scripts, but for this we're just I'm just showing you the 2 parts of your first example. So in your assignment script is going to be a type of assignment. just like the other one was interact, this one's an assignment script. In this one, you're going to be assigning interact scripts, which you'll see conveniently. This is an interact script. This is another list, and all we're going to do is assign the script we're making, in this case example script. You'll see I put a 10 here. That's the script priority, which isn't relevant right now, but when you're assigning multiple interact scripts, they're going to need a priority later on. So that's all there is to it. Just to go over what we just did, so that if there's any confusion, hopefully we clear it up. This is one script. It's the assignment script. It assigns this interact script to the NPC, and it is a very small one. It has two parts: the type and then the list of interact scripts it's assigning. They're slightly more elaborate later on. I'll give you some more information on those. There's actions and things involved in assignment scripts. And then your interact script is another very simple script. It's only one step with a click trigger that activates these three commands.